Yo, I'm back. Trying to show y'all something here. SRT Pro Tesla trade. Oh man, I got all this nonsense on my screen. Give me 1 second so I can clean this up. Okay? So, I'm going to leave the broad information. I'll explain to you what that is if you didn't watch my last video, so what you might not know. Okay, so we're going to start with the direction on the monthly. The direction on the monthly is a 2 up. It's a green candle bullish, which means it's being bought. Okay, there's buyers. There's more buyers than sellers, which drove this to this particular price, $309.07. All right, that makes sense? Okay. So when this candle opened up, it pushed down, which created a wick, and then it created a body. So my direction on the month is up. But if you pay attention to what's about to happen, there's a red 2 down and a green 2 up headed towards the top of this wick, which would actually be a trigger. Okay, I like that as a long trigger pause, which means it's going to be going up. Long trigger pause. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put a line on this monthly entry right here, dotted. Okay, so that's our monthly estimation. Then we're going to go down into our weekly, and that's where you can see my broadening formation, which is the blue megaphone pattern. The broadening formation happens when you have a 3. A 3 is a candle that takes out the high and the low of the previous candle. So it took out the high and the low, which broadened it. This right here, traded down right here, pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, went up. I think I said that all wrong, but you can see which color the 3 is. It's green, okay? All right, here we go. The broad information is there so you can know where magnitude has exhausted. And usually when something hits the broad information or breaks out of the broad information, it creates a new high. And it usually doesn't go much higher than that during that time period. Can it continue? Absolutely. Sometimes it will continue. But you also get some really cool reversals when you're outside of the broad information. We're not there yet, so that's information that you don't have to worry about. But look what's happening on the weekly. The weekly is giving you a 2-2 continuation. A 2-2 continuation. Entry being the top of this candle, this wick right here, up, okay? Now let's take a look at the STRAT combo sheet that I showed y'all last time. Now, the 2-2 continuation is this. 2, and then continues off the top, okay? Do you remember what I showed you the first time? It was a 2-2 reversal, okay? It was a 2 down reverse to a 2 up, and the only reversal they have is a 2-3-2-2. But if this was up, there we go, right here, okay? The 2 down, 2 up, that's what's happening on the monthly, and the 2-2 continuation is what's happening on the weekly. That makes sense? This on the monthly, let me show you. I don't got all day, but I'm going to show you. Month, 2 down, 2 up. That would be the entry continued. And then on the weekly, 2-2. Okay, now look. 2 down, where'd it go? 2 down, 2 up. And on the weekly, 2-2. Okay, this is what we're working with on the weekly. This is what's happening on the monthly. And listen, they're both happening simultaneously. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. They're happening at the same time. So let's see what happened today. Today, you had a 2-2 continuation. It broke out of it broke beyond yesterday's high. These are daily candles. They broke beyond yesterday's high, and it continued to the high of the previous day. That's a perfect 2-2 continuation with target. Now, this chart doesn't show you 2-2 continuation with target, but it does show you bullish continuation to target. So that one kind of looked like this. You had a big candle, you had a smaller candle, which was also a 2 in that instance, but you had an entry, which was the top of that candle, and then the target was the top of the previous candle. Now let's take a look at this Tesla, right? You have this candle, then a smaller candle. The entry is the top of this candle, target being the top of that candle, right? Perfect 2-2 continuation, target filled. With not much interference. Also, this trade led into the weekly, which became a 2-2 continuation, which is going to lead into the monthly, which becomes a 2-2 reversal. You see how everything works with a domino effect? Do you see? All right, so I'm going to take a few minutes to explain the entry on this beautiful trade up. I called it beautiful. All right, so I like to go into the hourly chart. Let me erase this right here. I'll delete that so you won't be confused. I don't like confusing people. Trust me, there's always somebody. There's always somebody that needs help. All right, check this out. This is pre-market, this brown area. So the move on the hourly chart happened before the pre-market, before the market opened, okay? When the market opened, it pushed down into our entry area, then pushed back up to become a green 2 up. Situations like that, this is what you do. You look a little bit deeper, okay? You can look into the 30-minute. You can do that. I'm sorry, let me delete that. You can look into the 15-minute, which you're going a little down into the ghetto, but it's okay. It's all right to go down in the ghetto, man. It's all right. It's all right. And look in the ghetto, it actually opened below entry. Now, you know for a fact that this is your entry right here, because during this time, all of these were pointing up. Hourly, 4-hour, day, week, month, quarterly, everything was pointing up, right? You have full time frame continuity during the time of the open. So you knew for a fact that this trade was going up. You have full time frame continuity in the direction that it went. And your entry would have been right here at this green line. Now, and if you missed this entry, maybe because you were working on a higher time frame, then this did something called corrective activity. Now, everything's pointing up. Everything, and let me draw a little arrow so you won't be confused. Everything's pointing up right here, right? And during this upward movement, you had 2 bits of corrective activity. You had a red here and a red here during an upward trend. Now check this out. Remember what I told y'all in the last video. This one right here triangled, okay? It triangled, TTO. And once it triangled, your entry would be right at the bottom of that triangle, right? So I'll put this arrow here. Make sense? Make sense? So on a lower time frame, it crossed here, which would have been an entry, but it also gave you an actionable signal. It gave you a pullback 2-2 reversal, 2-2 reversal or entry at the line. It could have been your decision, because if you take a look at it, this candle was in force. So with this one, it never pulled back down to that entry line for the entire day. Now, and if you miss that whole entire move on the hourly chart, when you check your charts, you had another move right here, a 2-1-2 right here, and I'm gonna make this a solid line, so there's no confusion with the monthly entry. But you got a 2-1-2 right here. So your entry would have been 307. This was in force, and it ended up a little bit above 309. And that would have paid you also. But this was your entry on the day. And if you missed it and you only trade the hourly, this 2-1-2 right here would have got you back into the trade, into a profitable direction without being tested at all. It really never tested below that entry. Okay? So we're going to quickly go back over the trade from the monthly perspective. I'll be fast. On the monthly, it's a big green candle going up. You got a lot of upside over here. You got a 2 down here. And at the top of that 2, at the top of the wick is your entry on a monthly up for the 2 down, 2 up reversal, right? But on the weekly, you have, you have a 2-2 continuation that leads right into that monthly. This is active now. This is crossing above the entry right now. Right now. And the target to this trade is this wick right here. So it's the entry to the monthly. Active now, target here, 314.68, which is, if you look, like I said, that dotted line is the entry to the monthly, 314.68 or something like that, whatever it is, right? So all of this flows into each other like a domino effect. From the daily to the weekly to the monthly, trades work best when they all work together. In one direction, multiple triggers, domino, bam, 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 bam. And that's how the strat works. Works like a charm. Every time, that's the trade, and I'm out. Peace.